everyone. Welcome back to the Mantis Show. I'm as excited as you are. It's the only podcast featuring an insect, an inanimate object, and a man claiming to be a medical professional. With me today, back in the studio, is my audio engineer, the Doc.
I'm back, baby!
And the inanimate object you all know and love, Box Watterson. What's up, man?
Oh, yeah.
I clipped a lot right there.
Oh, I'm sure you did. That's okay. That just means you're getting down with your mantis. That means I'm rubbing off on you.
I got my flow.
Yeah. Dude,
Took my Flow Max.
You know, these episodes, I need to start preparing for these episodes sooner. It's every week it gets a little later that I write out. Not only write out, it's like really think about what I'm going to say. You know, just a kind of a general outline where I'm like, man, you know, I want to talk about this on the show.
Yeah.
I start pulling blanks. I'm like, oh my God, what am I going to say? These people are relying on me. I have co-hosts I have to maintain some level of respect from these guys. And every week it's like I have this huge fear of just fucking up the show. Like irreparably just completely demolishing everything we've worked so hard to build up. It always reminds me, it's starting to impact my sleep, actually.
Really?
Yeah, I had a dream. It was a few days ago. I had a dream that, Box, you were in it. You and I were going back through episode 9, and we were doing edits on it, you know, just polishing it up a little bit. And I had a dream that a podcaster's worst nightmare, the vocal fry, my name's Mantis. It's the most awful thing to hear through headphones, through your car, speakers, whatever. It's the most awful thing. I had a dream that literally an entire hour podcast or 45, whatever it was just me going, a bunch of breathy breathing. My pop filter was on.
I don't know. Still a lot better than other podcasts out there.
Yeah.
Some, yeah. But it's unhealthy, though, that this is what's popping up in my dreams. I have people that are like, oh, you ever had a wet dream? They want to talk about, like, oh, well, I had a dream last night. I was with a bunch of sexy Beyoncés. I'm like, well, oh, well, that's great, because I just had a dream that I was gurgling into a microphone and thousands of people were hearing me.
Yeah.
And I made a total fool of myself.
Oh, God.
I keep having dreams about work, and that's just depressing.
Yeah,
you ever
can't ever leave it.
You ever have dreams about being on the show, Doc?
No.
No, because I'm sure last week it wasn't impacting your sleep. How was your Beyblade convention?
Hey, man. I got a few words to say to you, Mantis.
Man, dude, I can't even describe to you how uncomfortable I was.
Oh, I bet.
Reading off what you told me.
Reading those words that I allegedly wrote.
Allegedly. This isn't
Allegedly
court.
wrote.
Look, whatever helps you sleep at night, but apparently you don't have any issues doing that.
I had trouble sleeping last night because your vile, filthy words were just running through my head.
Well, whenever
It takes a sick man to come up with that.
I don't know what you're talking about. Anyways, this week on the Mantis Show, got a plethora. Is that a good word to use for this? Plethora of things to talk about, as always, and
we won't get through half of it.
we won't get through any of it without Doc interrupting me.
Yeah.
I
That's
missed
my
that.
specialty. Yeah,
I
see?
missed that. That's
Who else would interrupt you? Box?
Nah, I don't do that.
no. He's my guy. He's my boy. Anyways, I have a very buzz-worthy topic to talk about today. Or one little thing. It's not like mansplaining or anything.
Yeah.
But I'm sure you guys have heard about all the crap with North Korea.
Yeah.
All right, so what do you know about it? Give us a rundown.
Okay. Do you want the whole story, or do you want part of the story?
Exactly. So North Korea is threatening nuclear war with the United States. Apparently, they have an ICB.
Where's my opinion on it? I didn't get to put my 2 cents in.
Okay, give me those pennies.
Okay. Our short, crazy, fat man leader,
Yes,
is having a bit of a verbal dispute with their short, crazy, fat man leader.
yes, but our short, crazy, fat man leader is
He's backed by a much more powerful military.
and he's
many
American.
allies, so
and he's a deal maker. Don't forget. Don't
get me wrong. I'm not hating on him. Just,
Oh yeah. Okay. Good. I was about to say we need to find a new medical professional to put on this show. Okay. So, anyways, North Korea has apparently developed a nuclear warhead that they can allegedly put on an ICBM, and that it can apparently hit Los Angeles. That's what they say. You listen to the left wing media; they tell you that Blah, 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 blah. This is how you fix it, blah, blah, blah. You listen to right-wing media.
This is Trump's fault.
Yes, you listen to right-wing media, blah, 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 blah. This is Obama's fault, blah, Georgia, Bill Clinton, blah, Monica
Jimmy
Lewinsky,
Carter.
Monica Lewinsky. So anyways, I have devised a master plan that will solve our North Korea problem.
Okay.
All right. So this involves, most people's plans involve preemptive strikes, diplomacy, all of this shit. They're all wrong. The solution has been in the hearts and minds of anyone who has ever even tuned into Comedy Central. It's out there. So this is my plan. We take doctored footage we take normal footage of World War II, the bombing of Hiroshima and Nagasaki, and we superimpose the United States underneath the bombs. And in this footage, we do just like South Park.
Yeah.
South Park, they blamed the World War II, the first use of a nuclear weapon, on dolphins and whales.
Yeah.
Dolphins and whales.
Yeah, where?
This is what we do. We give that footage to China, and then China funnels it down into North Korea. And their little short, fat, crazy leader, chubby little leader, goes, oh, so it looks like, I guess, I wouldn't Korean stuff.
Yeah, you'd be like,
so it looks like the United States has been annihilated. These people...
victory!
Yes, these people are basically living in the past anyways. These people haven't gotten over the Korean War. These people barely have the internet. They're not going to know our Hollywood movie magic.
Exactly.
They're not going to be able to decipher
There's
this.
a problem with that, though. Any videos of those bombings were in black and white. And
I mean,
he won't fall for that.
With today's movies, we could just make it all up. It's all CG.
No, it's
we
perfect
use the scene
because
from Independence Day.
They think that
Exactly.
They think that Americans are these primitive beings, these just idiots that we're so far behind them. They'll be like, look, they're still using black and white. What dumbasses. It's the perfect way to convince them. And then once they see that the United States has been annihilated, they're going to be like, well, why do we need nuclear weapons? Our biggest threat's gone. They're not going to know the difference.
Can we make a contest out of this?
And also, Kim Jong-il, he would not be able to tell his people. He's like,
well, this is Kim Jong-un, right?
Or whichever one. He's not going to be able to tell his people, we still need to destroy the United States because they're already destroyed.
The illusion is shattered.
So he's like, they're doomed. They're already gone. So now our enemy is
Russia. And then
else.
2 birds with 1 stone right there.
Doc, then we send them a video of Russia being destroyed.
Then they kill themselves. They just blow. They're like, what do we do? So, all right. What do you got, Doc?
Let's make a contest. We're each going to create our home movie and take it to the DOD, the Department of Defense, and see whose they're willing to use to do this idea. Mine is going to be a mashup of Independence Day, Austin Powers, Dr. Evil, and Fallout 4.
So I don't have a hard time believing that Trump would be like, yeah, it looks beautiful.
I think this is a golden idea and it'll totally work.
You sound like Alec Baldwin's impression of Trump.
Well,
like
minus the massive tool part. I mean, what?
yeah, and he is a tool. Who likes any of the Baldwins? You've seen the Family Guy scene where Alec Baldwin breastfeeds his siblings. He's like, here, you eat up. You're the weakest.
Steven, eat up. You're the weakest.
Anyways. So I made a nice trip to the friendly neighborhood Lowe's today. Not today. What am I fucking saying? A few days ago.
Mm-hmm.
You guys ever have those awkward situations to where you know it's about to happen, and it's not even like it's an awkward situation. It's just a situation to where you're like, fuck, man, why this shit gotta happen to me?
Yeah.
Those situations. So I'm sitting out in the parking lot, and I'm loading my shit into my car. Actually, I'm opening my door, and then I'm like popping my trunk. All of a sudden, I hear a guy behind me talking to this couple. Hey, excuse me, sir, ma'am, can I borrow your phone for a second? And I'm like, fuck me. Where is there a third group of people here that this is gonna get pawned off of, or am I gonna be the last asshole standing?
Uh-huh.
Like, all right, here we go. All of a sudden, I'm leaving my cart in the parking lot, just trying to fucking get the hell out of here before he can ask me. All of a sudden, hey, mister. Hey, excuse me. You got a phone I can use? Man, you might as well just fucking ask me if you could have sex with my dog just now.
Yeah.
God damn it.
I don't have phones.
Looks
phones
like
phones are illegal in my household.
I just look at him and I was like, that's how I'm gonna start dealing with this shit. So maybe the word will get out that this guy's fucking crazy.
Don't ask him for anything.
Nothing. Don't even look at him. Don't look him in the eye. He's like a mad fucking orangutan. He'll just run up and fucking rip your lips off and put them on his face and pretend that he's saying words with your lips.
Oh God.
So he turns to me, he says, "Mister, you got a phone I can use?" And I look at him, I was like, "Can't help you, man. Can't do it. Sorry." And it came off way ruder than I fucking want. I'm like, what do you want from me? What do you think I'm gonna risk? Look, all these fucking scam artists out. I got people from fucking Pakistan calling me, asking me for fucking Target gift cards, okay, to pay parking tickets. You think I'm gonna trust? You think I'm gonna trust you for a split fucking second with my $800 phone that I'm still paying on? That they lure you in with these fancy 24-month zero, same as cash, zero fucking interest little payment plan. Well, you think I'm gonna trust you with my phone?
No.
What? So you can just run off with it?
Exactly.
And fucking like use it as leverage. Use it as fucking what's that called? Whenever you like apply for a loan and you got something as
Anal
collateral.
operator.
Yeah, collateral.
You think I'm gonna let you fucking pull some scheme like that on me? No, dude. We're living 2017. Everyone's trying. I'm trying to fuck me. Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, I hear that.
But yeah, like what do these people think? They think that like if someone walked up to you and they were just like, "Hey man, can I watch your TV?" What are you just gonna walk out of your house and hand them your flat screen? No. And phones are even worse than flat screens because you're not buying a new flat screen every fucking year because it goes obsolete to the point that you can't use it anymore.
Yeah.
I don't care if there's a 12K TV, I can still visually take my eyeballs and look at my normal 1080p TV. Okay?
Yeah. Like I still have a TV somewhere in my house. It's like in the attic that's still in black and white. We still have one.
Does it have that little like wood?
Yes,
wood
it's
cabinet
got,
over
it
there?
weighs 500 pounds. It's the whole thing.
You use it as an ornament, you use it as a stand, an entertainment
and then you put
center.
your little doilies and stuff on top of it.
You put your good TV on top of
Yeah,
that.
you put your newer TV that's considerably smaller up on top of it.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
I know a lady that has a setup like that.
Yeah, my
man.
grandmother does. My grandmother and my grandfather. Why do I say that? Why do I change the words that I address my grandparents with in the show? I call them Mama and Papa.
Yeah.
And then I'm in the show and I'm like, yes, my aunt is coming in.
Auntie?
My mother's mother.
Yes. Well. What the fuck is the matter? Oh my goodness. Is it hot in here to you guys?
Yeah, it's really hot.
God, I thought it was just, I literally started off this show with a plate full of pizza and a glass of wine that was overly filled. It was filled to the brim. The brim. The point to where, like, people are like, damn. Like, that literally was the reaction I got pouring this glass of wine. I got a damn. Doc, you saw it. And then right next to it, I have a glass of beer that I had at this. I double fisted these fucking things walking in here, and I think that's why I'm sweating. Like, you guys are like, you see this?
Yeah,
Look at that.
You're looking a little greasy.
Oh, fuck you. God damn you. Well, anyways, so I think it's about time we move on to mansplaining. Ooh. Mansplaining is a segment to where we dissect a topic. We take something that you think you know everything about, and we expand on it. We make you realize that you only know the gist of it. And sometimes, even in mansplaining, we may just throw in something that just really pisses us off. Something that just really tears at our core, and something we need to really get off our chest. Apparently, anything that comes from a man is mansplaining, so we're just kind of embracing that term.
Mm-hmm.
This week in mansplaining, my odd topic that may not even be that odd. I don't know. Sometimes it is. Trains.
Trains,
man.
how are they still a thing?
Not even that. Not even. I see the utility purpose of a train. I mean, you can move large amounts of products.
I already know where this is going.
And just you can move lots of stuff. I mean, they're efficient means for hobos to travel across the country.
Mm-hmm.
They
super
are
fuel efficient
they're
for how much they haul.
They're canvases for thousands of graffiti artists.
America was built on railroads.
They were.
Yeah.
They were.
Cities.
I get it. Look, I get it, you guys. Like I understand that.
Totally know where this is going.
I understand that trains are essential to our commerce and to the supply chains that spider web throughout the United States and all over the world for that matter, for the most part.
Yeah.
Any place that's developed at least. But man, fucking trains, they're out to fuck me. Just like everything else in the fucking world, in this entire universe, the sole purpose of everything is how can I fucking inconvenience Mantis just a little bit more? How can I push him over that little bitty edge that he's already teeter-tottering off of and make him plunge to the depths of fucking suicidal depression? How can I do that? The universe asks itself. Well, you can use a train for starters. So last week, I thought my luck with trains had just... I thought I started... the people use that phrase, my luck just ran out. Well, the opposite of that. I thought I had begun to gain some luck. I have a net positive of luck that is built up in regards to my encounters with trains. No. So I was on my way home from work, and just as the little ding, 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 the little things were coming down, I go... Phew, I swerve right underneath the motherfuckers, and I make it.
Yeah.
The person behind me, oh, that poor bastard, didn't quite make the cut, friend. God was not in your. He was not shining his beautiful light upon you today.
He got stuck underneath the thing and then got hit by a train. It just wasn't his
Just
day.
so happened his family was watching, like they were just having a picnic next to the railroad track.
Oh my God,
Dad!
Terrible.
Yeah.
But you made it through.
Thank
That's what's
God.
important.
Thank God. Okay, that guy. I'm sure he had a nice life insurance policy. His wife will be just fine. Me though, I was doing great. I was on cloud. I feel like I do now. I feel just fine and dandy until today.
What happened?
So first of all, long day at work. Those days to where it feels like it should be a lot later than it is.
Yes.
But in a way, it kind of doesn't. So you've just got this kind of confused mix-up of emotions and world clocks that's funneling, like just fumigating down around in your gut.
Yeah.
That was kind of day for me. And they decided that they were going to add an additional 2 hours onto the end of my shift. It's like, man, oh, great. That means I got to go home and do this podcast. And it's going to be super late, and I'm not going to have time to lay around and nap like the 80-year-old man that I am. Well, so I see this train, and this little back road, this little secret area that only me and a select few of people know about. This place where I cross these railroad tracks to get on the interstate to head home. Mm-hmm. Go this way every single day. What normally happens is I get off work. Well, this is what has happened in the past, let me see. Not know what normally happens. This has not happened in a while. I get off work, and no matter what time I get off work, apparently the conductor for this train is just like, all right, let's see. Yep, about time. Mantis is heading out right now. Let's block every fucking way past this railroad track, and let's seal him in. Let's keep him around a little bit longer. Let's further ruin his life with this 15-minute inconvenience. Blocking the way. I know his car doesn't have kangaroo legs. He can't just jump right over top of this. This is going to fuck him. I'm sure of it.
Yeah.
They've got their little groups together thinking of ways to do it. Well, today I see that the train is moving ever so slowly. And it's right at the end. There's 2 carts left. Two little train carts. And they're about to pass the area that is blocking my exit.
Mm-hmm.
It moves rather quickly compared to what it normally does. And the ding, 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 ding starts to recede. I'm getting out of my way, and I am on cloud fucking 9, let me tell you. I'm ready to get home. I'm ready to head home. I'm starving. And if I don't get a beer in me by this point, I'm going to commit a felony.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, ding, 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 lifts up. One car goes. And then ding, 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 turbo mode. These things close right back down.
Oh,
There's
God.
no train coming. The train is gone. It's in the it's dust in the wind, like the song.
Yeah.
But less depressing sounding. Like put that in a major key, and that's what we have. He's
Oh,
gone.
shit.
And the thing goes down right in front of me, and I sit there for 10 minutes. 10 minutes for this ghost train to come through and deliver whatever in the hell a ghost train delivers. Ghosts, I suppose.
Yeah.
Or ghost coal.
Ghost coal.
Gotta power those ghost houses somehow.
Yeah.
If that happened to me, I would expect to wait there, and like at the very end of that 10 minutes, you just see just one lone guy on one of those like old fashioned like pump railway cars. Just,
Yeah.
He's got there's a guy with a stick and a bandana with little things tied to the end of it. You know.
Yeah. Oh shit.
I guess that was worth it.
Yeah. So this always happens to me. Things like this always happen to me, and it gets you thinking that trains are something that aren't. You hear that? What is that?
Yeah.
Oh, Doc.
Weird. It's one of those. Look, we've done.
It's
real
the
good.
ghost from the ghost train. They're trying to. If you can hear us, buzz. If you're in here, make audio issue.
It's gone.
It's
Look,
it must have passed on to the other side.
There's some wood to knock on. We've gone our last several episodes since I think about episode 5. No audio issues. We got the new equipment. Worked great.
I wouldn't say none.
No, well,
But
yeah.
minor.
Compared
and today's
to-
like the first day. Look, I'm gone for 1 week, and I come back and the audio's
It's
fucked.
all my fault. I'm
Damn
sorry.
it, Box.
I didn't know what I was doing.
Shouldn't have gone to that Beyblades convention.
Exactly.
I didn't even win. Go ahead.
Anyways, man, trains. Back to trains. Trains themselves, I think, are just fucking awful.
Yeah.
But the idea of trains and how would I put it? What is it to be like the iconic image of a train? The iconic
Wild
image of a
West.
train, the idea of a train is something that's enticing.
Mm-hmm.
It's something that's incredible. Like whenever you were a kid, what does
I love
every
trains.
what does every kid want?
Trains.
The DVD set of cars, trains, and airplanes or whatever.
What?
You remember
Call
that?
us the train, man.
Every
What's wrong with you?
fucking both of you are wrong. Every kid wants a badass, ballin' ass, bitchin' ass train set. Especially around Christmas time, because it can go through little tunnels around the Christmas tree.
I did always want one of those.
No one I ever knew growing up had one of those. No one
Yeah.
had a Christmas tree little train that just goes around in circles around the track, and that they've got additional little segments they can add onto it, make it loop-de-loop around the house. Who has that? Who have you ever met that have had that?
Me after I leave here. Now that you mention it.
Yeah, have you ever seen the ones that go along the top, like the crown molding of people's houses?
Oh.
I'm talking. I'm gonna bring trains back. The good part of trains back. You know, you can always look at any
The
tragedy.
trains that don't inconvenience you.
Right. You can always look at the tragedy of anything, and you can take a lesson out of it. And you can look at a war, for example, or you can look at a disease. You can say, well, this disease made tons of medical breakthroughs. It made us discover a new way of treating ass rabies.
Yeah.
This is that you can squeeze lemonade out of every lemon. That's what I'm going to do with trains. Because for every train that inconveniences an adult driving home from work, pissed off at the entire world because nothing ever seems to go their way, and these trains are just seemingly out to get everyone. And somehow they're everywhere all at once. They're like an they're like the government.
Yes.
Trains are like the fucking government. For every time a little ounce of anguish is forced into an adult's soul, and every time a fucking audio issue happens, fix it. There will be, if Mantis has anything to say about it, a spark of joy that is going to be brought into a child's heart or Mantis's heart, preferably, because kids, they don't know what pain is yet, so they don't deserve pleasure. Okay,
That's right.
Mantis deserves it. And my dog's barking. More audio, everything.
We only produce quality podcasts here at the Mantis Show.
Oh, yeah.
You know, where the audio engineer just can't even get a word out.
Edit it out. I want you to put one solid 30-second beep just right along. Then we'll meet FCC guidelines.
Yes.
Just put a beep over the past 15 minutes, actually. That sounds... Just actually cut it. Just make the entire show a beep.
Yeah, that... Again, still better than some podcasts out there.
Yeah, for real.
Still better than some. Not to toot my own horn, giggity. Hey, Doc, did you ever... I know you got into all sorts of just mischief when you were younger.
Occasionally.
Did you ever take coins, U.S. currency, little like quarters and nickels, dimes, pennies and shit, and put them on train tracks when you were a kid?
No.
You've never done... Have you done that, Box?
No, but I've thought about doing it.
Oh, that's the same thing.
But the thing,
I did try and put
the train
T4
tracks
on the track
were too far away from my house to go walk there.
Man, when I was a kid, you ever have a friend when you're a kid that you trust them and they're a little bit older than you, and whenever they tell you something, you automatically believe them?
Yes.
There's no questioning. Why would they lie to you? They're older, their brain isn't half a sponge still, and they're probably going to retain this memory, and you aren't.
Yeah.
Well, when I was a kid, man, I used to, I don't even remember his name. It's a sponge brain I'm talking about that I still haven't fully developed out of. We used to walk down, we'd go fishing in this little river, this little creek, and there was a train tracks that ran all the way straight down this huge canyon. And we used to go to this canyon. I remember one time we brought a pocket full of change, and we put a shitload of quarters and everything on this, just in case, the train ran over it and it flung it out into outer space or something. So anyways, I put probably a couple dollars worth of change on this railroad tracks. The train came around the same time it always did, and we're sitting here, kind of hunkered over this little overhang.
Yeah.
And train comes by, we hear the smashing of these quarters, and we're like, yeah, got them good. So we run over and we find the quarters, and I'm like, oh yeah, I get these things are, this quarter is like $2 half dollars, two big old silver fucking dollars wide now.
Yeah.
It's like, this thing is huge. It's absolutely massive. And I'm so proud of this quarter. No, a child going to Disney World and getting a crank imprinted
penny,
little penny that says, I went to Disney World or Disneyland, whatever.
Yeah.
I couldn't have been more happy than a child undergoing those circumstances.
Oh, that's awesome.
So I bring the quarters back, and this guy's grandma, I have never seen someone look so disgusted and a child before.
Oh, no.
As if that was... I'm not responsible for my actions. I'm like 6 years old at this point.
Did she know what happened?
She saw the quarters in my hands. And she goes, what have you done?
Oh, no.
I'm like, bitch, I don't know. What have I done? What? And she looks at me. She goes, you've defiled U.S. currency. This is what this woman has said to me. She said, it's a felony to defile
bullshit.
U.S. currency and to modify it or to destroy it. I'm like, what? What is...
You're going to jail.
What's currency? Money, you idiot. Like,
yeah.
She looks at me, and I'm like, oh my God. I've got to go underground. I can't, I got to leave Mom, pack up the rest of my quarters. I'm moving to Mexico. That should buy me a house. And for like 3 years after my quarter fiasco, I remain paranoid.
Really?
Like, I run a red light or a stop sign. I do a California roll at a stop sign. For like the next 6 months, I'm looking over my shoulder, and every time someone's like, hey man, I'm like, I didn't do it. Like every single time. I remain paranoid for a long time. And as a kid, dude, I was like looking out my shades at night. The government.
Did you get rid of the evidence?
Come and take my quarters.
Yeah.
It was too cool. They were too cool. I couldn't get rid of them.
That's right. That's what I would have
I couldn't get rid of them. I was still a rebel.
I would have put them under my mattress. I
was kind of a pussy.
They'll never find it. You know what? I'll put it under the bed where the monster is. They'll never go under there.
Do you still believe in monsters when you were
no?
like 6?
I'm just saying, like if you were a little kid.
Box? What? I mean, Doc, do you believe in monsters?
I still believe in monsters.
Okay,
Yeah,
like
some
what
terrible,
kind? Like
there's
what
some
kind
terrible
of?
people out there, just real monsters.
Like Hillary Clinton. She's a lizard people.
Oh
I
God.
believe in those too. No, but well, it's on me. I have a good story about a train though. One time I was a young man. I don't know, I think 3 of my friends. A friend of mine. He was going out walking one day and he discovered a dead body and went on this whole big long adventure. Walked across some train trestles to go see the dead body.
And then you poked it with a stick?
We did.
And did was there a train coming right as you got midway across
Yes.
the trestle?
Yeah, it was weird because there's some weird guy following us, narrating us the entire time. It was odd.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some guy wrote a book about it. I don't know.
Yeah, that reminds me of that movie Stand By Me. That's crazy.
Oh yeah, that's weird.
That's
Oh,
really weird.
That reminds me of like Air Bud 2.
Oh, yeah. Doing that. Yes. It works. Oh, my fucking God.
Oh my god.
Oh, it stings.
Yeah.
I'm going to be the first to tell me that fucking stings. You son of a bitch. I didn't see that.
Oh, that's awesome. Good. That's
That's the first
good,
time
yeah.
I've been
Yeah,
able
here,
I've had
triple high five, same time. Yeah. Oh, fuck,
That's the
man.
first time I've been able to do that.
Dude, I'm a genius. Did that work, Box?
Yeah,
it
it
seemed
worked.
to have
Oh,
worked.
my
yeah.
God. It did. Doc,
That's awesome.
you heard the last episode,
I
right?
did.
So would you,
I think it's a great idea.
yeah, well, what about the rest of the episode?
Man,
So
there was.
did I act? Let me ask this question. Did I accurately portray the
baniest of things.
Yeah, the baniest of your existence.
Well, what are you saying that you're the one who wrote that?
No,
Is that-
I'm saying did I put out there the types of feelings and emotions, and did I accurately portray the idea you were conveying to me when you pitched this to me?
And
you were telling me to say
you
this.
got the story a little wrong.
Oh, did I? Was it not disgusting enough or something?
Was there more poop?
What is
Was
this
there
have to
more
do-
buttholes involved?
What does this have to do with trains? Can I talk about trains?
Go
On a real
ahead.
note, no,
Go
no,
ahead.
no Stephen
On a-
King trains.
On a real note, go
On
ahead.
to some actual like mansplaining on trains. Clearly, you're not the only person. You're not the only person. I'm not the only. There's a railroad by my work. I get held up by it pretty often on my way to and from work. And clearly, we're not the only ones who are inconvenienced by this on a fairly regular basis. Why in the fuck do trains still go over the road? Why have they not?
Exactly.
We have the technology just for the... How wide's the road? Like, fucking, I don't know, like
20 feet.
20-something feet. Why can't they just make a little 20-foot tunnel? Just give me a shovel. I'll go dig it my fucking self.
I've seen them before. Why aren't they fucking everywhere? How much more effort would it
Or
take?
over.
Or fucking
Yeah,
up.
just put
How-
the road over the track.
Right, yes, that is so makes so much more. Why? How much more effort would it take to grab a little bit more concrete and dig a fucking hole or build a little bitty bridge right over top of it? Why is this not a streamlined, integrated part of our society? This is the one mode of transportation that has outlasted time.
Yeah.
This is the one mode of transportation. If you go back to 1870, there were no airplanes. There were no automobiles.
But there was a goddamn train.
There was a fucking train. There was a steam-powered fucking
So you
thing.
think that would be... You've had the most time to
Yes,
perfect the method of
plenty.
that.
Exactly.
You know why our economy in the past has, hit such a recession? It's because trains. People can't get to work. Unemployment rates there for a while spiking. People can't get to work because of trains, so they get fired.
That's right.
People
Yeah,
get
or-
hit by
do you know how many
trains,
times
or
I've
they
almost
killed.
been-
They go.
You
they
can't
get
work
stuck
if you
at the
get
train.
killed.
They get struck at the train light, and then they're like, "Fuck it, I'm just not gonna work," and they just turn around.
That's the problem with it.
Yeah, then they become addicted to drugs. No,
Yeah,
do you know-
exactly.
Do you know how many times I've become addicted? I mean, you know how many times I've almost been late for work because of a train? Seriously, like even if I leave 30 minutes before I normally do, there are times to where I'm stuck behind this train on like a dead end road. There's no turning around, and there's a train in front of me. You know how many times I've been stuck like that? Too many to count.
Have you ever had a train that's crossing and it's going real slow? You're just waiting. You're like, it's going to take a while. And then it just stops. Just stops right there on the
You
fucking
ever have one
tracks?
that does that and then backs up and then goes back forward again?
What are you doing?
I know. See, that's the thing.
Are
I
you
don't
fucking
understand.
the train tunnel?
See, yes, that's it. Oh, he's going in and out. That's what it... This conductor is trying to prove his manhood by using the ultimate form of vehicle.
He's on fucking chat roulette on his laptop inside his train. Hey, baby, watch this.
Yeah, exactly. That dude makes like $60 an hour.
Yeah.
And
Why did they make that?
it's because they got to be away from home for like...
Away from home, my
for
fucking
like months
ass.
at a
Guess
time.
what? I have to be away from home every fucking day.
That's true. That's true.
I've got to be away from home too. Fuck you, dude.
That's true. But you know what else could fix this problem?
What?
If they would have the trains go through populated areas when people are at work. Not before and after they get off work.
That's the way it always seems. You know, I said it seems like no matter what time I get off work, within this certain range, it's always there.
It's like
It's always
have
there.
the train show up at 12 o'clock.
Yes.
Nobody's
get off
out on the roads at 12 o'clock.
Right.
On a weekday.
Fucking 3 a.m.
Or that.
Simple solution. I mean, there might be a noise issue. Don't blow the fucking horn.
Exactly.
They don't
Of
even,
course,
they
I
don't
gotta
do
say,
that anyways.
If I was a train conductor, that's pretty much all I would do is just
You're
sit
like,
there.
When's the last time you heard... dude, trains by my work never blow the horn.
Yeah.
And people don't live by my work. So why... I just don't get it, man. I really just don't get it. And it just really pisses me off that, like we said, it has been around longer, and it's relatively unchanged.
Hey,
since
but you know
its
who's going to
inception.
fix it? Elon Musk and his Hyperloop.
Yeah, but that thing's probably going to be even more fucking inconvenient. Like, they're like, oh, well, you know, traffic shut down because the Hyperloop fucking imploded and created a black hole down next to the interstate. It's going to be something. Because
Yeah.
I refuse to believe that any innovation that we ever have is going to be something that is going to be even just a little bit closer to that perfection that...
Because everything is half-assed.
Because everyone is incompetent at their jobs.
Everyone. You know, there's like... man... I don't know. I feel like everybody's motivation to everything, everybody has good intentions. Mm-hmm. Everyone has good intentions with everything. But it seems to me that halfway through that thought, they're interrupted by some other guy that's gunning for their job. And he says something stupid. And the guy's bosses are stupid. So he's like, yeah, let's go with that thing.
It's like, have you ever seen the Family Guy scene where Lois is running for office and she just gets up there and she's like, 9/11.
Yeah.
And everyone's just like, yeah.
That's always the shit that wins out with people.
Yeah.
All ideas.
Who can say the dumbest shit?
Yeah, and it's the most boiled down terms of everything. And I'm sure that's the exact same thing it was with the train. And I'm convinced every time they go to design or they go to like layout and plot, I guess would be the best word to use, to plot the locations of where these tracks are going to go. I don't think they fully think it through. I think what happens is they get to the end of their shift and they leave it for the fucking other guy. And then the other guy leaves it for them again. And then they leave it for the other guy.
And then eventually somebody just gets pissed
They
off
just,
with a
fuck
ruler.
it, fuck it.
With a ruler, they're just like, bam, right through that part of the map. Who cares?
Yeah. And then we have to fucking deal with it for the rest of our lives. And I'm sure, and it seems like every time, why is it that sometimes I'm lucky enough to where I can be driving down the interstate and there's a nice, beautiful, black, perfectly freshly paved section of road.
Yeah.
But never will I ever ride over a railroad track that has wood that isn't from the 14th century.
It's just like, go. And
Yeah.
just right over it.
It looks like it's taken a trip down the fucking Mississippi and then gravity fucking reversed and brought it back up the Mississippi.
Yeah.
I mean, this
Someone
stuff.
just reached down and go, hey, this is a good piece of wood.
Yeah, here, fuck it. They said chop down a tree, but this is so much easier. Let's just grab this driftwood.
Yeah.
That's probably not. It's probably a piece of styrofoam that has oxidated and had mud congeal petrified onto it. And
there's a termite nest on it. Wonderful.
Yeah, that'll be good.
Yeah, and I just pissed on it. Look,
And
I'm doing it right now.
400-ton piece of machinery is going to go over it several times a day, traveling
Right.
at high speed. Well, not at high speeds. But,
Yeah.
and if you don't think that what all our ramblings have to do with trains, thought train. That's what this is. It's a thought train.
It's a
See, that's
thought
the plot
train.
twist. This was a thought train the whole time.
I don't know. Enough mansplaining. Anyways, Doc, I'm sure you have some pent-up segment.
I have. I wouldn't call it pent up. I have one though. So
All right,
there's that.
release it.
Okay, so it's something I learned. I don't know how to put it, on my time off at my Beyblades convention, apparently.
Yeah,
Really?
They say that at places that you feel most comfortable, you're able to think clearly, and you know
That's true.
Oh,
true.
first off, speaking of last episode that I wasn't here, I wanted to just point something out, because you were right. You called it. You talking about the neighbor from Full Time.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, man, I bet Doc knows. It's Wilson. Soon as I listened to it, I
Fucking-
called Mantis up. I was like, Mantis, you were right. I was like, I just answered the phone. He's like, hello? I'm like, it's Wilson. He's like, what?
I thought he was giving me a Fight Club reference. Like, his name was Robert Paulson. Like that's the first
But
thing
no, I
came to
was
mind.
just like, it's Wilson. He's like, you knew, I knew you knew. Yeah, so anyway, but into my segment. I have figured out something essential to misdeeds and mischieviousness. Mischievosity.
Oh, I
a new
love
word.
the words we make up to describe our
yeah.
feelings in the show.
Absolutely. So it's a little lifesplaining. And just to explain lifesplaining, to man life explain lifesplaining. I don't know. It's basically, I'm just going to give you some tips and tricks to just improve various aspects of your life. Is simply put, I have figured out how to get away with fucking anything. I mean anything.
I'm listening.
So you need a couple things, and I swear you can get away with anything. There's a couple of key things you need. Some more expensive than others. So one thing, for the most expensive thing you're going to need, an all-white truck. American, like Chevy or Ford, something, just a basic single cab, long bed, work-looking truck. You need that.
Yeah.
So if you have that, what you're going to need next is going to be how you dress. You need blue jeans, not like the designer fancy ones. You just need like some Wranglers from Walmart or something.
Yeah.
Some nice Lees.
Yeah,
put
some
on
Lee
your butt.
jeans. Just some of those light blue, not the dark blue, the light blue jeans.
Yeah.
You need those. Any type of boots, doesn't really matter. Or, preferably boots. A white t-shirt, plain white t-shirt. Just fucking Hanes, Fruit of the Loom, whatever. You need that. Then, you'll need a bright green or orange, but preferably green, safety vest. Then you need a hard hat. Doesn't matter what color on the hard hat. Fucking yellow, white, orange, I don't care. Just a hard hat. So if you have a white truck, blue jeans, boots, white t-shirt, safety vest, and a hard hat, you can literally do whatever the fuck you want. No one's going to question it because you look like you're doing something.
Is
Pull
it like
some like
that?
Ocean's 11 or something on this.
Yeah.
It's like the people that say if you walk with a purpose, no one will ever question you.
I have
Yeah.
I have verified that there's a job I had a long time ago. Didn't like the job. Didn't really do the job. I wasn't there for long. It was at a fucking warehouse, and literally I was picking there. Not to dox myself or anything, but I was picking there. So I'd get my little cart, my little scanner. I'd walk into an aisle. I'd set my scanner on my cart, and I'd just go walk around. But I walked in such a way that I had a purpose to be walking. No one ever questioned me the whole time I was there.
So
Didn't
is
know.
this
Yeah.
like? Does this same thing happen with the hard hat and the safety
Absolutely.
vest?
No, okay. Picture like you see a funny street sign or something. This is actually how I had the thought. I know a guy who has a thing for stealing street signs, and I'm like, dude, you know they're going to get you, and that's like kind of a felony. I was like, but I know how you can get away with it. I was like, just get a truck, white truck, jeans, safety vest, the whole thing.
Yeah.
Just,
If you're
I
gonna
was like,
spray paint a dick on the stop sign, have a vest on.
if you
Yeah.
just want to go take a street sign, spray paint a dick or whatever, or fuck the system on a stop sign, if you're doing that in that outfit, no one is going to question it. Oh, well, he's just doing his job.
Yeah.
Someone
doing
has
his
told
job.
him to spray paint a penis on that sign.
Yeah. As long as you, especially if you put like some little numbers and like a dash over by the penis, that would like, oh, those are just codes.
That's just telling them where the water lines are.
Yeah, exactly.
underneath
That's
the ground.
exactly
That's
where
an
it is.
arrow. That's not a penis.
Yeah.
That's a good. I don't know if I would have the guts, the gusto to walk up to somebody that looks that
Yeah.
prepared to do something
It makes
like
you-
construction and be like, hey, you're not supposed to be here. Like
Yeah.
I just don't see myself doing. And
And then
I'm
all
very
they have to
confrontational.
say to that is, yes, I am. And you're just like,
But
sorry.
Are you trying to mansplain my job to me? Who the hell are you?
Did you just assume my career?
Exactly.
Excuse me, sir.
It makes you wonder how many people are actually out there. How many people fucking up traffic on the interstate are actually supposed to be there? They're just there, hey, watch how bad I can fuck this guy in this car.
Yeah, for real.
How many doctors are in hospitals and they're just like, they just have a white lab coat and they're like,
Man, that's
nurse,
happened before.
They're like, nurse, give me the patient's medical records, stat.
That's happened before. There was like a 17-year-old that found a
Doogie
doctor's
Howser.
jacket, and he just pretended to be a doctor for like a while.
And
they didn't
they
didn't catch him for like a week or so.
Who would do that?
Yeah,
Who would pretend? Who would fucking pretend to be an individual that has taken the Hippocratic Oath, that has pledged their life to saving others' lives?
It's weird because they made me take something called a Hippocratic Oath. I thought it was the same thing.
Am I not saying this right?
It's Hippocratic. I was
whatever it is.
Okay, so I did say, look, I'm sick of being judged by the word. Look, I have certain words that I say my own way.
Yeah, no,
If I wanted to quote the Oxford Dictionary or the Webster's Dictionary, excuse me,
Yeah.
Doc, I would be I would be a textbook, okay? I wouldn't be a talk show radio host. I would not be Mantis. I would be, what's that guy's?
Encyclopedia Britannica.
Yeah, that.
So yeah,
Where do you get off, man?
usually in my room. So anyway, we here at the Mantis Show, I wanted to take this in a different direction. We here at the Mantis Show, we believe in extremes, extreme highs, extreme lows. And you have to balance it out, because if you're just one or the other, like if we just did an entire podcast where we just fucking yelled at you the entire time, well, it's cool, it might be funny, whatever, but you gotta bring it back down. We joke a lot here at the Mantis Show, but sometimes you gotta bring it back down to a serious note. And last week, when I was listening to the episode that I wasn't here for, I heard Mantis bring up the story.
This
Yeah, and it's a downer. But go ahead, continue on with your story, and we'll talk about that.
All right, so what I was talking about last week, we were mansplaining panhandling, and that brought us over to the subject of just homeless people in general, and whether or not any of us knew anyone who had ever actually been homeless.
Yeah.
And this is actually something that reminded me of a story that includes Doc and I, as well as other mutual friends. So let me start off by saying this individual, I knew a man that actually used to be a superior to Doc at a job. He used to be his boss. This guy was an eccentric individual, someone that I would describe as probably the most hardworking.
Absolutely.
Like the most hardworking person I've ever met.
Above and beyond. Constantly.
And not only that, the most positive person and positive influence one could ever hope to encounter. I'm not talking like the stereotypical, oh, this guy was just always great, always had a smile on his face. No, this individual really was so far beyond any expectation you would ever have that it was kind of jarring at first. This guy, it was off-putting to some people. They're like, man, what person is this happy? What person is this hardworking? This guy would.
I looked up to the man, honestly.
Yes, he was.
He's role model material.
Yeah, he was an inspiration, and he was so intelligent. You could get in a conversation with this man,
especially like I really saw him one day running for political office.
Yeah, and
he had a great idea. His organization he started up. It started out as just like a small Facebook campaign, but he was growing it into something big, and it was pretty much again, not to tell too much and dox the guy, but it was basically against the kind of to reinstitute, I guess, the gold standard.
Yeah, I remember that because I had seen him. I'd seen this guy at a flea market before, and he was buying silver in bulk. He was buying silver and gold, and I remember one of my fondest memories of him is he walked up to me one day, and he handed me this big-ass silver mint, this mint coin.
Really?
And it was like a quarter of an ounce or an ounce or something like it was
Yeah.
this huge coin. And it was silver, pure silver. And he's like, I want you to have this. He's like, take this as a lesson to invest into your future. And he said something like that.
Huh.
And I mean, this guy,
Looking back, it might sound a little crazy.
yeah, this guy was just an over the top individual and somebody that he's really, I've never met anyone like him. And I've never seen a movie that has anyone like him in it. I've never heard a story of anyone like this guy.
Yeah.
Well, fast forward a little bit after Doc works with him. I end up getting this new job, and lo and behold, he works there. This guy has 2 jobs, and this guy will go to work at his second job where Doc used to work, who worked from 6 p.m. to around 3 a.m.
Yep.
Then he'll go home, grab some food, come to his second job, sleep for half an hour before the shift. He starts working at 7 and he doesn't get off till 5.
And it wasn't like a financial thing. He liked doing it.
He just enjoyed work.
Damn.
I mean, he had such a positive attitude. And I was in a warehouse at this time. I was in a warehouse. Very hot, very, very uncomfortable temperature in there at all times. Uncomfortable work, period. Always had khakis on, looked like they'd been ironed and pressed, a tucked in button-up shirt, long sleeves, hair picture perfect, not a pickle out of place. This guy dressed for success every single day of life.
Damn.
Every day. Always clean shaven. Never once saw a single hair grow off his face. I was convinced this man didn't grow facial hair. He states, I'm not joking. It's insane. Well, it all started one day. I was friends with this guy on Facebook, and I hadn't heard from him in a while. I hadn't seen him at work. Well, this guy, he posted some odd status. It was just something just did not seem like him. Well, I shot him a message, and I was like, and I'm going to read these messages to you, or at least some of them, because some of them are kind of lengthy. And maybe this will give a little insight on where this is going. I said, are you okay, man? He's like, not too bad. The best is yet to come after all. And let me tell you this. He uses proper punctuation and spacing of sentences. He's very well literate.
Yeah.
All of this we cherish and value and honor came from nothing. I suppose it makes us suspicious that the future is brighter than the past. Then there's a quote. What has been is what will be, and what has been done is what will be done, and there is nothing new under the sun. Is there a thing of which is said, see, this is new? It has been already in the ages before us. There is no remembrance of former things, nor will there be any remembrance of later things yet to be among those who come after. Ecclesiastes 1:9-11, something like that.
Ecclesiastes.
Yeah, that. Thank you. He's a very devout Christian too, by the way. And I was like, hey man, it's so crazy that you just messaged me. I was the guy in town that just let you cross the road on your bike about 10 minutes ago, right in front of the pharmacy. He's like, oh wow, thank you, sir. I had no idea. I hope that all is well. And by the way, it's good to be alive, still, by the way. So thank you, LOL. That was a joke, by the way. I understand with everything. I was just making a joke about the car. I was like, what?
Yeah.
For the record, this is my first time hearing these messages.
I was like, what is? And I was like, that's just kind of, it doesn't really make a whole
Brush
lot
it
of
off.
sense.
Yeah,
I was like, no problem, LOL. And I could tell that it was a joke. So how are you doing? Where are you working now? And then this is his reply. This is where things really start kind of, I start kind of feeling that something's messed up.
Yeah.
In parentheses, I can definitely handle these idiots on my own, LOL. I am doing well, generally fairly well. Long term, I plan to go into trucking and move to Chile. It will take a few years. It was an honor to meet you over the last several years of my life. As you know, I've been under surveillance.
Oh.
What?
I put it into the back of my mind, and I appreciate your friendship. It was an honor to know you. Actually, I appreciated your friendship. In some respects, more than others, who were just weird. And I replied, I didn't know that you were under surveillance. Who are you under surveillance by? And it's always been great having you as a friend too. You're a great guy and a great person. And after reading that, I was like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah.
What is this about? Like, I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, oh my God, like, I don't even know how to reply to these messages.
Yeah.
I'm just kind of speaking in generalities at times because I'm not exactly sure which way to go on this. He replies, great question. I thought it was the college at first, and I wanted to sue them. However, I could not prove that it was them. I talk about it a bit, but I put it in the back of my mind. And work, as you will remember, allowed me to be judged by objective standards, and I loved it. I talked about it a bit with friends and in 2 speeches. He's putting some of these things in parentheses. I don't understand why. In separate messages, and he is, I'm going to say there's probably about 10 messages. A lot of these are broken up back to back to back to back so much faster. It's almost with like a computer precision accuracy. It is so incredibly quickly. I can't understand how any person could type this fast.
No.
And he says, I did not know the extent of the surveillance, but I'm glad to say that if it's been going on for a decade, they have nothing on me. And I'm grateful to say that. It's how I was raised. You never know, I suppose, Mantis, when you're under surveillance. But I am grateful that whenever it did start, there's nothing evil and scandalous before it started either. And I was like, the college, what are they doing? Like staking you out or at your house or something? And he says, yes, exactly.
Oh my gosh.
I don't even know what to say.
Yeah.
I can't.
What do you say?
How
to
do you?
that?
Yeah, really. How do you
Exactly.
respond?
These messages, you guys are I don't know if I've ever really read these to anyone before, but it's very disturbing.
I mean, yeah.
And he says, good question. And I was like, also, why would anybody be watching you? He goes, these are good questions. I don't know, but I do know that it resulted in social chaos, as I described to others at the time. I was like, so why do you think you're under surveillance? He says, why does the government spend money studying giving Swedish massages to rabbits? We may never. Exactly.
Yeah.
What do you say
Here we
to
are
this?
trying to have a serious conversation, and he's got to say that shit.
Exactly. And he says, we may never know. Why did they give arms to terrorists in Syria? Why did they intentionally also sell arms to cartels, drug cartels?
I didn't know our friend was Alex
in
Jones.
Mexico.
Yeah.
Dude, it keeps devolving. I know that my mom told me when I was growing up, parentheses, we're old anti-communists, in parentheses, that we'd be on, quote, their list, end quote, given our mailing subscriptions, but, ellipses, ... it could just be incompetence, or who knows. But it was an honor to know you, and, as you know, I never discussed the surveillance with you at all. At any time preceding this, I don't believe that I mentioned it to anyone over the last few years. Say hi to blank, it's our friend, etc. when you can. Many other people throughout the years I have blocked and pushed aside who have acted weird towards me because of the surveillance. It was enjoyable to work with you all. I will not contact you again. If you want to know something about what I've researched over the years, go to this link. Remember me in regards to the data. You will not know me in person any longer. Do not take it personally per se. It is time for me to vanish from your life. In contrast to some people who deserve to be blocked and pushed away, it was a positive from my perspective to meet you.
What the fuck,
yeah.
dude?
And
I
So,
never knew
wait.
it was that bad. Holy
So
shit.
how did he become homeless?
I'll get to that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I clicked on the link, and it's no longer valid. It takes you to a Google Drive, and I can't quite remember exactly what it said, but it was some weird, really, really weird stuff. A lot of it didn't make a whole lot of sense, and I never heard from him again. Ever again.
I haven't heard from him in years.
Ever again. But I was driving through the town that he lives in, I no longer live in. And I saw him walking down the road. And he had this scraggly beard, and he just looked out of it. He had all these clothes on, and I just saw him walking. And I had this weird, I don't even want to call it weird.
Unsettling.
I had this unsettling feeling, and I had this urge to stop and try to gain some closure on this. But I just kept driving.
That was probably the best move.
Right.
Yeah.
But I've got a serious concern with this guy because I know that whenever I was working with him, his dad had cancer.
Mm.
And he worked so hard. And whenever he wasn't at work, he was at home taking care of his father.
Yeah.
And I feel like...
It probably drove him mad.
Yes.
Could be. I don't know.
And I don't know. But I know that things got really, really weird. And I don't know how, if it's by chance or what, but I work with a guy now, and I was just one day somehow something like this came up, and it reminded me of this, and I gave kind of a brief little description of the story that I've just told you, and I said the guy's name, and he said, "Wait, what? Who? Say that name again," and I said it. He's like, "I know that man."
Really?
I'm like, "What?" And he told me that he used to work with him at this other place. And the guy got fired from there. And I was like, fired? That doesn't sound like him at all.
Yeah.
Fired from a job? I'm like, he's literally such an incredible worker. I don't know who would, in the right mind, would let go of him. What happened? He told me that he would go up to women and be like, "Look, I know your husband's abusing you. I know that he locks you in these closets in your home. And we're going to take care of it. Come with me, and we'll solve your problems now."
Yeah.
Oh, what the fuck?
The nail in the coffin that got him fired. He restrained a woman trying to leave the building. He was completely irate, apparently, and he wouldn't let her go outside because he said there was a bomb in her car.
What the fuck?
Wow.
He said there was a bomb.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
This guy is mad.
This guy went from literally I'm
Outstanding
citizen, a person who is just above, far beyond average intelligence. I mean, this guy was borderline. I mean, he was brilliant in a lot of ways.
They say genius is the closest thing you can get to crazy.
Yeah, they say they're like two sides of the same coin or something like that, and I believe it now. And he's apparently he lives under an underpass now.
Yeah, so I actually currently work in the area where I guess he's staying homelessly now.
Yeah.
And it's I see him every day. He lives under a underpass, under a interstate, and rides his bike back and forth, and I see him, and I'm actually glad I was on the phone with Mantis one day, and I saw him. And it was one of the first few times I saw him. Because the first time I saw him, I was like, oh, I thought, because he used to work with Mantis down in this area. I was like, oh, well, he's probably just riding his bike to work, nice day. It was a nice day. But then I started to notice the trend. I'd see the bike up under this underpass that whenever I went under it. And one day, I happened to be on the phone with him. I was like, hey, I'm going to holler at him, catch up, be like, hey, man, how's it been going? And I said his name, and he glanced over, and I guess he didn't recognize me, or maybe he didn't want to or something. But then Mantis told me about all this. I was like, oh my gosh, like I really didn't know about any of this.
And see, this guy, he was a person that set unrealistically high expectations for himself. He
could have been part of the problem too.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I mean, he was a person that literally, if he didn't do the job perfect the first time, he sets like a goal for himself to do better next time. And he's like, all right, it reminds me of Rock Lee off of Naruto. No, Guy Sensei, actually. Guy Sensei. If Guy Sensei in Naruto doesn't beat Kakashi in the challenge, he will do 10,000 push-ups or something, or walk around the village on his hands. This was John... Oh, oops, I almost said his name.
Well, you kind of did.
Well, there's tons of people named that.
Yeah.
But this guy, it was him. It was him. And he was so positive all the time. Always had a positive outlook on absolutely everything. One day, just something changed in him. And I mean, this guy was the type of guy that I remember one time, a few months prior to these messages, I saw him on the side of the road. It was at least 105 degrees outside. It was blistering heat.
Mm-hmm.
And I pulled over. I was like, hey, man, how have you been? Do you need a ride somewhere? Are you walking somewhere here? Hop in. I'll give you a ride. He's like, no, thank you, sir. He's like, and he always called you sir. He's always so
Yeah.
polite, so respectful. And he said to me, he's like, it builds character. He said it's good for me, and it makes me realize how great, it makes me grateful of how lucky I am to have the luxuries that I indulge in every day. And he didn't say it in some corny, cheesy way. He said it in a way that was inspiring.
Yeah.
He said it in a way that you're like, right on, man. You know what? You do you.
Yeah.
Right on.
Yeah.
And I couldn't possibly do it justice and do this encounter justice, but it really provides a perspective to where our homeless problem may stem from.
Well,
At least
here's
part
the
of
big
it.
difference.
At least part of it.
It's something
Yeah,
that
he's
kind of relates
definitely an exception to the rule, like, because I don't think that's normal
No, that's
by any
And,
sense.
and another thing kind of goes with what you were talking about last week with panhandlers. I've never one time, like I said, I see him multiple times every day because I work in the same area as him. I've never once seen him standing at the exit ramp for that interstate where I see a lot of other homeless people. I see a lot of homeless people out there holding their little cardboard signs up,
Yeah,
hungry.
I don't think
he
he
doesn't
would
do
ask
that.
for money.
He doesn't.
It's like there's a little piece of him that's still him. You know?
Well,
It's
It's
weird.
like
I think he works down there, but I think to kind of,
What-
now, I don't want to rush us, but we're already way over. But to kind of sound the story, one of the reasons we're talking about is like, I am not. I see homeless people. I don't know. I don't feel much sympathy towards them because I know most of the time it's something in their control.
Yeah.
You know, as much as
completely.
people would want to disagree, it's an unpopular opinion. Probably
Everything that happens in your life,
is up to you
yeah.
in most circumstances.
I mean, even in circumstances where shit is just like completely not your fault, there's certain things that you could do that make it better.
Yeah, maybe except for his circumstances. It just, I usually see a homeless person. I don't care. I'm like, get a job, bum. Yeah, I wouldn't give him money. Man, every time I see him, I stare. I stare at his little spot under the underpass, and part of me wants to reach out to him, but another part of me says, "Oh, he'll probably try and kill me." So
Yeah, it's like
Exactly.
you don't know what to do, man.
it just
it's-
bugs me.
Yeah, there's like this piece of his humanity that is just like latched onto my psyche, and the piece of the person that he used to be.
It says a lot to who he was. I mean, he made, even though I didn't work with him for that long, he made a lasting impact on me.
Oh, dude, most certainly. I didn't know him. I knew him for maybe a year, if that. And he completely just changed my outlook on a lot of things.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe we'll reach out to him someday. I don't know.
Sometime.
I don't know.
Who
I don't know.
knows?
You'll hear more about this story
For sure.
some other time. On a lighter note,
Yeah.
hopefully a lighter note, Box, you please tell me you have something that's not like this.
Yeah, it's definitely not as crazy as that, but it is still crazy.
Okay.
Y'all heard about all that Google shit, right? That's been going down about that memo
Yeah.
that spread around Google.
Oh,
Yep.
you said Google. I thought you were talking about how the two O's in the middle look like boobies. Okay. Keep going.
Right
Yeah.
on to a lighter note.
But the Google crap that's been going on. Well, I'm here to tell y'all because
All right.
pretty much
First of all, get crash course what Google crap.
there's a dude that worked at Google who made a memo basically saying that that Google has an echo chamber where instead of wanting diversity of thought, they just want diversity of people.
Yeah,
And he says that that's a bad idea.
Yeah, that they're basically suppressing counterpoints,
Yeah,
views
things that would help improve the company. And he's even for like diversity of people too, but he's just like, hey, we got to make things better.
better for women and
better for
Yes.
men and all these things. But
Yeah.
apparently that was sexist, racist, anti-gay, homophobe, KKK, whatever.
Xenophobic.
Yeah. All right.
All that crap.
So what's going on with this?
So, after some thought, because it's been a couple days since this has happened, I've had some time to mull over it. Really, hear everybody's thoughts about it. But here's one thought that nobody's said yet.
All right.
This
you
is
heard it first on the Mantis Show.
This is all our fault.
Our fault.
Everyone's fault. This is
I don't
everyone's
take any
fault.
blame for that.
No, you will, because listen, all those memes a few years ago of people making fun of Bing.
Yeah.
Bing was trying to stop this.
Oh God.
Bing was there when no one else was. It knew It knew what was going to happen to Google. It was saying, hey, guys, I'm the new guy here, and I'm here to save the day. He's like, so what if I screw up your searches? You know, you try to search for
So
like...
what if we just
It's
literally copy?
It's a better alternative than Google's on.
It's like
that
hey,
conspiracy video I watched.
It's like, hey, oh, you want to search for a specific type of car? Well, here's a Hot Wheel. I know this isn't what you wanted, but it's sort of similar.
oh, you want an apple pie recipe? Here's a rat pussy.
Yeah, exactly. That's Bing. But at least it's better than Google. They're planning on putting all of us in gulags.
Oh my god.
Like Soviet Russia, the gulags.
The Google. I've heard that before.
what the fuck?
Bing was there for us, and we turned it away. We made fun of it.
I feel partially guilty for
Exactly.
that.
This is
antidote
everyone's
was there.
fault. This is everyone's fault. And I feel this show is part of the problem, too. We've told people to Google things.
Oh
Yes.
my
From
god,
now
we
on,
have.
we will tell people to Bing it.
No,
Ask Jeeves.
even better, we will bring back Ask Jeeves.
Ask
Or,
Jeeves.
He is your own
Was
personal
it
internet butler.
Dog
pile.
pile.
We're
It
going
is
to
a
do
meta-search
all those
search
things.
engine.
Just don't use Google no more. Because
Actually, don't use dog pile because it'll use Google.
Yes,
Yeah.
don't do that.
Don't do any of
and
that.
Box, you need to get rid of that Android phone and get an iPhone.
Nah! No, I'm not doing that, but
Hey, Doc, he's an insider. He's gonna put us in a gulag.
I've gone to the iPhone. I'm on the dark side, which turns out to be the light side the whole time.
But man, I just thought about it and it hit me. I was like, man, a few years ago,
what have we
Bing
done?
just came out of nowhere. What are the chances of that? That a new search engine would try to come up in light of all the crazy shit that was happening at the time.
You know, for a while there, I exclusively used Bing because, like that video I referenced earlier, the Google's on. It was a merger between Google and Amazon, and they take over the world. Well, when I was younger, I indulged in some of those conspiracy theories, and I was like, motherfucker, the only thing I can do is Bing it.
Yes.
I'm just gonna Bing it, and I came across a lot of rat pussies, but I eventually was able to complete my history reports. And
That's right.
Conveniently, his history report was about rat pussies.
yeah, thank God.
Yes, Bing helped.
Guys,
But that's
no.
what I'm saying.
We have to stop joking on Bing now.
That's right.
It's not too late.
It's a
we can
problem.
turn this
They have
around.
an image of the day. They have an image of the day every single day.
Google
That's
doesn't
right.
have that. They just make their names stupid for stupid holidays and stupid
Exactly.
Yeah.
But yes, Bing is the new Jesus. It has
people.
come.
Hallelujah.
It has come to forgive
Hallelujah.
all of our sins, of all of our past transgressions, all of our search history on Google.
Our
It's coming
malfeasance.
here. It's coming
I
here
just
to
like
wipe
that
it all
word.
away. Wipe away our cookies. You know, it's just here to forgive us and give us a new life.
An absolution of all prior sins and
Exactly.
all prior debts to the internet.
Exactly. Bing is here to save us. So don't joke on it anymore, okay?
Yeah, it's not fun. It's really not funny, guys. Stop it. Stop now. All right, Doc. Hopefully you're not about to joke about Bing. Wait, you got something else?
Bing is no laughing matter.
Yeah, good.
That's right.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. It's not. What? Please tell me you have something else to bring it up a little bit more. We can't end the Mantis Show on a mid note. It needs to be a high note, like really high.
I absolutely do. It's the highest note that we could have ever dreamt of. It's not really my position to say, but I heard the news the other day. I'm so filled with excitement for me and my co-hosts. No. So I was on the phone with Mantis the other day. We were discussing some things, and he told me something very important. It may seem minor to you all, but to us, it's a big deal. The Mantis Show has just hit 1,000 downloads.
Yeah.
That doesn't seem like that much, right? You're like, oh, but we're just three nobodies in the middle of nowhere who just are like, hey, let's get some equipment and just start talking. Let's act fucking crazy and record ourselves
Yeah,
and see
we're
if people
brand
listen
new.
to it.
Yeah, and I mean, we've been out for what, like 2 months now, and we've already been
Yeah.
listened to in Australia, Poland, the UK,
So
Canada.
first off, I just want to say thank you all again. I told Mantis before we recorded this, I was like, I hope I'm not stepping. This is the host job, but I'm going to go ahead and say, as the audio engineer and medical claiming
Professional.
professional, thank you all so much for your support. It's, we look forward to keep this going. But anyway, the whole point is I got us a little something to celebrate, guys.
Really?
There's no better beverage in the world to celebrate with for such an occasion. I mean, what do you use? Wine, beer?
Which I've had both of already.
Yeah, he's already had them for one. They're stereotypical. We needed something different. Something to really set us aside from the other podcasts who
I'm
celebrate such
excited.
things.
Let's get this. What is it?
Don't look at it.
Okay, I'm not looking.
All right, close your eyes, Box.
Yeah,
Close
my
your
eyes
eyes.
are closed.
Doc, tell us whenever we can open.
I'm gonna pour us all a nice stout glass right now. Ooh,
Okay,
listen to that.
it's carbonated.
It
I
is
can
carbonated.
hear it. Okay.
It's got
All
a
right,
cap.
yeah, the safety seal was definitely not broken, so
No.
we're
It
not.
hasn't
going,
been tampered with.
Yeah, hopefully not.
Get a little nice little pour there.
I can hear.
That's good bubbles.
Yeah, I can hear the fizzle.
Yeah,
Oh, that sounds.
That's
I'm assuming this is a soft drink.
Oh, it's not soft.
Oh, no.
God.
It's a hard drink.
Ah, is this some type of new, like, not your father's hard root beers?
This is not your father's dick.
Oh, well, good thing. I wasn't hoping for that, so I'm pleasantly surprised. Okay, what is this?
Don't look down at my feet. That's where I have it sitting. You can open your eyes. Here's
Okay.
your glass.
All right, it is a black liquid.
Here's your glass. Don't drink it yet.
Oh, no. This
And
doesn't look appealing.
Can we all just get a nice toast to 1,000 downloads
All
and to
right.
1,000 more on the Mantis Show?
Woo!
Okay, so
Mm.
is this diet something?
The best drink to celebrate with. Diet Right.
Yeah,
my
pure
fucking-
zero.
Diet
oh my
Right,
God.
fellas. The best drink ever invented. It's
fuck.
actually really hard to find. Well, I think it is. So yeah, let's just all celebrate with it.
It just tastes like carbonated water with
Yeah.
with like
A little bit. It's like-
artificial caramel coloring in it. This is. Do I have to drink the whole thing?
I mean, this is definitely better than those Bean Boozled
celebratory.
bullshit.
Absolutely.
Or those,
That
It just isn't
yeah,
sitting
that's
right with
right.
me, fellas. This is like coating my tongue with bubble. I don't like it. How are you guys? You guys look like you're enjoying this.
I was parched for
It's not that
celebratory
bad.
liquid.
It's not that bad.
I bought this a
This
little
is
backstory
awful.
to this Diet
is fucking
Right.
awful.
Little backstory to this Diet
It's
Right.
not great, but it's not bad.
I first heard of it because my great grandma used to drink it. But I bought this a long time ago. I just needed the right occasion. And when Mantis told me we hit 1,000 downloads, I was like, that is the right occasion.
Yeah. God forbid you buy me a nice bourbon to sip on. Oh my God.
I don't want to enable
You
your.
both finished it already.
Oh,
I
it's
still
good.
have half
Here, you
of
want
my.
the rest?
1,000
There's a whole
downloads
2
tastes
liter.
great.
It does.
It's not bad.
You,
Hey,
want, you want
hey.
another glass to 1,000 more?
No, that's okay. Thank you. No, seriously, guys, we really appreciate it. I mean, and that may not seem like a high number compared to some of these other more well-established podcasts, but 1,000 downloads in, I think, less than 2 months, actually. That's actually...
In multiple countries.
In
you
multiple
know.
countries, a whole arrangement of different states. I mean, this is huge for us. We worked really hard on this, and whoever you are, number 1,000, call in. Call into the show as soon as we get a phone number.
Yeah, we don't have a number, but figure out a way.
Yeah.
Write us on Twitter.
Yeah, write us on Twitter. Send us a direct message. We'll make you 1,000 downloads famous.
Yeah.
Right along with
We
us.
have that power.
Yeah, we have at least 1,000 listeners out there somewhere.
Yeah.
Or maybe one listener that
Just really
likes the show.
Yeah, it just keeps downloading it.
And in that case, that's fine. Just
Whatever.
as long as we get 2,000 downloads. I mean, right now, I checked the numbers. We're on track right now to more than double our total amount of downloads. This month, we're on track to have 1,000 downloads just this month.
Oh, yeah.
So we'll be at
great.
almost 2,000. Yeah, it's incredible. It's incredible.
We're not going to be able to go anywhere without being recognized for our voices.
too famous.
I had to wear like a Darth Vader mask with a voice changer. But
Yeah, or convert to Islam and
Yeah.
pretend you're a
Well,
woman.
I don't.
Ha! You've been listening to The Mantis Show. Tune in next week. Hear more of our crazy, amazing stories and thought vomits. I don't know what you want to call what we think of. I don't know. This Diet Riot's fucking with my brain. Diet Right, whatever. Anyways, find us on Twitter. Follow us at The Mantis Show. Make sure to like us and on Facebook as well. Subscribe to us on iTunes and leave us a rating. It really helps. And see you next week.